out there. I am your host. That's right. We are back. I am Jessica Koch, and this is Profound Professionals. It is an interview series that has been coming to you for 9 years now. We've been streaming and posting and coming from everywhere. And you have been following and commenting and liking and sharing and telling us all of the things that you love and are going on in your world too. And we just love hearing it. We feature industry experts from all over the world. They help improve your personal life and grow your business. And today we have George Haymaker. He is an amazing individual. He is an entrepreneur. He is a recovering addict from different challenges. And now he is an expert in neuroscience, neuroeducation, and helping people make massive transformations in their lives using the natural ability of your brain to achieve that. So, welcome, George.
Thanks, Jessica. Appreciate it. Great to be here.
It is my pleasure. Man, oh man, we had to take several pathways, and there's lots of neural pathways in your beautiful, brilliant brain out there. And we had to take several to make this show happen and come to you. So just be determined to make those changes in your life, and you can do so. And basically, with the information and support of a coach like George, you can actually do it easily. Our brain is set up to do and achieve that. So tell us how this became your journey, your passion, and your story, and how that works, how we can make the improvements and the massive major changes in our life much more easily than we realize.
Sure, my pleasure. So I'm an entrepreneur. I've been an entrepreneur for many years, and also in my personal life, I struggled with a lot of anxiety and some moderate depression growing up. I had a somewhat privileged and yet challenging upbringing. And so I grew up uncomfortable in my skin, again, feeling anxiety, self-doubt, some self-esteem issues. So when I got to college, I found addictive substances and began to cope with my symptoms by using addictive substances. And I have a lot of addiction in my family. And so I was, prone to becoming addicted. And, I used substances for a better part of 30, 35 years to cope with these symptoms that I had. And in addition to addiction, I struggled with anger and defensiveness and hypersensitivity, things that kind of went along with the anxieties I was feeling from my upbringing. And so I hit a bottom around the age of 50, entered rehab, and it was really quite a shock to my system ending up in this place that really I felt like I was starting over again. And so I had to do a lot of introspection, self-discovery, and understand how I'd gotten to that place and how I was possibly going to turn it around and live a life of meaning and purpose. And so it took me, I really like to understand the hows and whys and what fors of things. And so I dove into what had happened to my brain during the addiction process and how I was going to heal it and take it in a different direction in a way that was going to give me a lot more meaning and purpose in return. And so that took me into doing a lot of research and coursework in neuroscience, really understanding the brain at a deeper level. And I just became fascinated with it. The brain is remarkable. It's capable of so much. I just had no idea myself. And the way it works at kind of a high level is that, we've all created who we are as we sit here today based on our past experiences. So we have, 100 billion neurons in our brain, and they all get organized and formatted and mapped out in a certain way based on what we've done in our lives. All the thoughts, feelings, and behaviors that we've ever had cause our brains to map themselves out. And so if we're not happy with who we are in any way, shape, or form, which is represented by this mapping, we can begin to shift that and reorganize and remap out our brains by having new and different, more helpful experiences. So that's what I did, is I really started to re-engineer my life, starting to live it in a way that I was that was better for my well-being, gave me a lot more meaning and purpose. And then over time, the neurons in your brain begin to reorganize themselves and develop new pathways that represent these new ways of being. So if you don't like the way that you're thinking, feeling, behaving, you can shift that by starting to think, feel, and behave in new and different ways that you prefer. And over time, your brain begins to reflect that and cements these new thoughts, feelings, and behaviors so that they begin to become your life.
And now you're coaching and consulting to help other people achieve and do this for themselves. And so, are you doing it in one-on-ones? Is it all virtual? Is there some in-person opportunity? Is it a group session? How are you working with these individuals that are coming to you for this support?
All different ways, shapes, and forms. I live in the Bay Area, so if you live here, happy to meet in person. That obviously adds an extra dimension for people, but I do a lot of it over Zoom. And I do, a lot of one-on-one coaching. Education's a big part of that, taking people inside their brains, educating them in an understandable, fun, and engaging way how the brain works, how the brain does change, how it accepts and processes change. And then we really try to outline a new lifestyle in the ways that are, impeding people, a new lifestyle that works for people that they feel is going to be fun and enjoyable and meaningful for them, and then begin to practice that life. Because really, the way these neurons begin to reorganize themselves is through repetition. So it's very much the same as if you were to learn how to speak a new language, learn a new instrument. You need to pick it up and practice it constantly to become good at it. That's the same thing with reorganizing your pathways and these new ways of being. Your thoughts can change, your feelings and behaviors by practicing new ones.
Now, if someone wants to work with you, what's the very best way for them to find you so that they can schedule a session or a discovery call, or just what the next step is to meet you more personally?
The best way is through my website, which is georgehaymaker.com. That's HAYMAKER.com. And there's links there to schedule discovery calls where we can talk about your specific situation, and those discovery calls are free. That's the best way to read more about my approaches and the type of people I serve, as well as get a hold of me.
That's awesome. So how about a tip that can help everyone improve their life today?
Well, I know that we all know the importance of diet, exercise, and sleep. That goes without saying. But I cannot tell you how important it is for the brain. The brain is our biggest energy consumer in our bodies. It does more work than any other part of our body. It requires most of the calories that we consume. And so, we have to respect our brain by giving it the resources it needs to do the job that it needs to do. But also, if we're going to ask it to change, it needs to be operating at full throttle, full capability. So if you're not getting the sleep that you need and you're tired, your brain won't want to change. If you're not giving it nourishment and you're eating too much sugar and processed foods, it'll be lethargic and won't want to change. And exercise is a great way to wake up the neurons and have them create new neurons, have them want to organize themselves with exuberance, because it delivers a lot of blood and oxygen to our brains and other chemicals to our brain that it needs to undergo these changes.
Okay.
So eat right, sleep right, exercise right.
All right. That's a great tip. It's great for so many reasons, but now you know it's great for your brain too.
Yep.
So we love that. So how about a cause you care about? We've, from show number one, brought causes to our audience. We're spreading awareness about these great causes. You're typing in the chat out there right now, telling us the cause that you care about. We want to inspire someone to give time, treasure, or talent, or just spread awareness. Hit the share button and or just put in the comments your favorite cause and tell us about a cause so that we can spread some awareness and do something good today as we're here together and we meet. So what's the cause close to your heart, George?
Well, as I mentioned, I'm out here in California, which is wildfire country. And
Yeah,
Jessica, I know you're getting snow back where you are, but
yes, we are.
we battle wildfires here. We've had some bad ones in Napa, and of course, the ones that just occurred in LA. And
Mm,
I know Red Cross does an amazing job at helping people get back on their feet. I have close friends down there that lost their homes, and
mm,
I just, you close your eyes and imagine what it would be like without your home, no more possessions,
mhm,
and it's just devastating. So,
mhm.
um, highly recommend supporting Red Cross.
I second that. I think that's lovely. And we can't wait to see what causes you shared with us in the comments out there too. And while you're typing, keep right on going. If you're an author of a book or you have a book that inspired your personal life or helped you grow your business, we'd love to hear from you. Put it in the comments. Tell us all about it. And when someone's kind enough to press that share button, we'll be featuring and promoting you as well. Or you just might inspire someone to pick up the book that they just really need to read today for that next step in their journey. So, how about you, George? A book that inspired your personal life or helped you grow your business?
Yeah, the author's name is Lisa Feldman Barrett, and the book is called How Emotions Are Made. And I am a huge follower of hers and espouse a lot of the research that she's done on
Mhm.
how mental life is formed in our brains. She's the latest and greatest in understanding how thoughts and feelings and perceptions arrive in our brains, how they're constructed. So, highly recommend you read her if you're interested.
That's fantastic. Thank you for sharing that book with us. And thank you out there for sharing and commenting and sharing all your favorite things out there too. We always love to hear that. Now, is there any other programs or pieces of your company that you wanted to talk to us? I know you haven't yet written your own book on this topic, but you may have some programs or other things about your company that we haven't yet got to share.
Well, yeah, I do a lot of workshops, group teachings, that type of thing. So if you have a group, one of the main audiences I serve is corporations and organizations.
Hmm.
I work with their working professionals
Hmm.
on all things emotional and behavioral intelligence, specifically people that struggle with behaviors. Maybe they had difficult upbringings, and now they're in this group of people working with colleagues, and because of how they were brought up, they struggle with um, relating to others, getting along with others.
Stuff.
Maybe they have some anger issues. They're hypersensitive and defensive.
Hmm.
They're just they had difficult social relationships when they were young. That translates into how they are as adults. And so I come into companies and I help everyone just understand how their emotions, thoughts, and behaviors are formed and what they can do to create healthier ones for themselves.
I love that. That's awesome. So it's been a lot of fun having you on the show today, George, and I hope that you've enjoyed it also.
Had a great time. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Been my pleasure to have you. And you out there, if you're thinking, hey, wait, I could improve someone's personal life, I could grow their business, well, reach out to us and our team. We'd love to see what we could do to get you scheduled on the show and give you the process to take to get up on the stage with us. Now, before we say goodbye, George, I would love for you to share a final thought as we close out today, a piece of information or inspiration as we close our show.
Yeah, I just want to encourage people that we can change. I mean, I was in a really bad spot, um, and I just had no idea what was next, if changing was even possible.
Mm,
I've turned my life around, and I know many others that have as well. I've helped a lot of them myself. So I know that we get frustrated and bogged down by reoccurring negative thoughts, feelings, behavioral characteristics and tendencies. Those can all be changed. And so sometimes it just takes reaching out to a coach, someone that's been through it before, knows how to change, to help be the catalyst to help you get started.
mhm.
But you don't have to be stuck in the ways that you are. If you are, you can change. And so I want to encourage you to get help, seek help.
I love that. That's a great way to close the show. Change is possible, and get some help, and it makes it even easier. So thank you for being on our show today, George. Thank you, all of you out there, for loving us and following us and just being a part of our community. We're so very grateful for you. I am your host, Jessica Koch. This has been another Profound Professionals. And until next time, my friends, be kind to yourself out there and be kind to each other. Bye, everybody.